Okay guys, so we've gotten a lot of stuff done and not a lot of it done on camera, but I just wanted to show you what we've been doing. So here we have the Dimple membrane that we've put on, and it's basically got concrete nails across the top and down along the footing, and that keeps all of the moisture off of the concrete. And if you remember back to when we were doing the forms for the footing, we have that fast foot fabric that we used for the footing forms, and so that's wrapped up around the footing, and then the Dimple membrane goes over the top of that. So it's a good watershed basically. And then at the bottom of the footing, so if you can see here, we've got drain rock, and underneath that drain rock, or inside that drain rock, we have a perforated pipe that has a sock around it. And then on top of the drain rock, we have this landscape fabric. So we're filling in the trench then on top of that, and then we'll grade it from here. So the full perimeter of the foundation has the drain pipe around the outside. And then right here at this corner, we have a T, and then it goes off and the drain daylights out the hillside over here. And I'll take you over there and show you that real quick. So here's the trench that's got our drain pipe in it, and it comes out over here to the slope. And we haven't filled this in yet or backfilled yet, but this is the pipe that we're using. So it's this perforated pipe with this fabric socker on the outside. And so that'll get cut off, but this will just drain out the hillside there. And we've just backfilled it enough to drive across it back here, basically. And then we did have some trouble with this. We had a hydrant over here that started leaking at one point, and we fixed the leak, but the way this was built, by us screwing in the new pipe, we caused another leak, so we had to dig it up. So since we had the equipment here, we went ahead and dug that up, and that's gonna be, we'll keep that a hydrant, but we'll also that'll be where we attach for our sprinkler system for the barn as well. So the next step is to basically go around, we'll fill these trenches in around the perimeter, and the dirt will come up an inch above that dimple membrane, and then it'll slope away from the building, so no water will actually go down behind it. It should just, whatever soaks into the ground will go up against it and then down and out through the French drain, basically. That's what the perforated pipe is. So a little bit of backfilling left to do, and then once we get this all graded back here, then we'll have a place to do our lifting, our man lift, so that we can work on the siding. We're almost 30 feet high up to the top of the barn there, and so we got to have a level surface out here. We've got a man basket that we'll use on the tractor forks at first, and then we'll have to get a lift out here at some point once we start getting to that point. So as you can see the fabric down there with just enough dirt on it to hold it down. And we've had a bit of windy weather, so our plastic on the front's not looking too good. All right, guys, so we've gotten most of the backfilling done. I'll just take you around here. It's so weird to be able to just step in the barn. And you can see here, this is an example, or I guess a place where you can see why we did the drop floor. So this is just a short step then up in. And that way we can pour a concrete patio here, and basically just a small step up into the barn. If we did a normal deck instead of a drop floor, then that would be like another 12-inch step up right there added to that. So anyway, we've got this here mostly filled in. So we've got this pretty well graded. The back's not all the way done yet, but I'll just give you kind of an eye view. You can see how much dirt we've added back here, and this needs to be graded still back here, but that's, I mean, we've added about 2 feet of dirt back there, and that's about where the bottom of the barn was when we stopped. So we raised it up quite a bit, but this is why, and then that way we can If you look out the front there, that's almost flat. It's just a slight slope. So we needed to get it up that high so we could slope it down the front, and then this back part will have a bigger slope to it. But we still have quite a bit of dirt out front there. So, you know, we'll keep backfilling this and get it graded out so it's not a super steep drop off. And then the last thing we're working on before we can really finish backfilling is this water line back here. And so this was a hydrant before, and it developed a leak. And so while we had the excavator here doing the well last year, we dug this up and we repaired the hydrant leak, and then we put it all back together. Well, apparently you can see this funny this elbow right here. So that was horizontal originally, and it went right into that PVC pipe. You can see that's just before that T. And so we dug down to that to this elbow here. That's where the hydrant was connected, and we fixed it at that point. But then that, you know, one thing that I was taught, I'm not a professional plumber or anything, but never to use female PVC fittings because they can crack. And that is what was on there. There was a male galvanized pipe threaded into a female PVC fitting. So a better way to do that would have been to put a male adapter onto the PVC that will thread into a steel coupling or something. So basically just like what we've got there going into that brass T. But we also are going to put sprinklers out here when we put in landscaping, and so we've got that first ball valve there that goes to the sprinkler system, which is going to be this pipe here, and that'll just be buried a little bit underground until we get to the sprinkler system. And then that second ball valve is actually a drain, because they stopped using the stop and waste valves a while back for code reasons, because they can contaminate the water in the pipe, so they stopped using them. So basically, when we shut off the first ball valve, we can open that second ball valve, and it just has an elbow that goes down into that gravel, and it has some landscape fabric with a hose clamp on it, so no dirt will get back in there. But basically, so we'll shut off the water flow and then open that valve, and all the water will drain out. So I think that's generally what they do on sprinkler systems nowadays. And then up here, when we get to it, we'll put in a backflow preventer and our valve boxes and stuff. So anyway, so once I've just got a couple more things to do on this, and put a couple of sleeves that come up above the ground so we can stick our tools down in there to operate those valves when they're buried. So I got to cut a couple of pieces of plastic pipe so that we can put over the top of those valves, and then we should be able to start burying that. I'm going to put a bit more gravel in there and put some more landscape fabric, and then we will go ahead and backfill it, and then we can grade this side over here. This side also is pretty well graded. Kind of give you a better view back here. And we'll finish this up and then move on to the next thing. thanks for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure.